fajita, no tomato, no guacamole, right?
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate you. Welcome to another episode of Great Food and the Best Topics with Husband and Wife. Today we're at one of my wife's favorite restaurants, El Azteca.
It's a Mexican restaurant in Plymouth, Minnesota.
Yep. We don't live too far away from here, but we used to live in the city of Plymouth. Right adjacent to that is Maple Grove. But this is definitely like a destination for my wife, like a go-to. Her and my daughter frequent this location all the time. What's your go-to meal? Is it the one that you just ordered?
Cheese enchilada, rice and beans, yeah.
What's your favorite Mexican meal? Let us know in the comments below. As you're typing away, we're gonna get into our topic. Today's a unique episode where we're only talking about one thing and one thing only, Kanye West. We're gonna discuss Ye, his, is this his, what's it?
I don't know what number album.
Yeah, man, I believe that this has been 18 years in the making, but I believe that this is his 9th studio album, Ye, which stands for you, right? I think that's the definition of Ye, which is a really cool juxtaposition between his actual name, which is Kanye, which means only one. And I really like his positioning on this. I don't know if we appreciate the hype that was put together to promote the album, or if it was real, or maybe it was real, maybe it was authentic. But wearing the MAGA hat, getting people like crazy about the slavery being an option to sell albums. Is it the right thing? Is it the choice? Right. Right. Is it a good way to sell albums? Maybe it's his like authentic self. Maybe he's just speaking and people are just judging him in a way that has mass appeal, and this is why he's the superstar that he is. I will say that it did work because he has the #1 song in over 80 countries. #1 album, I should say, in over 80 countries, and all 7 tracks are on the Billboard. All 7 of them. It's crazy. But we're gonna talk about why we believe that that's okay or not okay in 2 seconds here. Trish, initial thoughts, album, general.
I really liked his album, and I enjoyed it, and I saw the beauty in it, and I saw the beauty in the dysfunction of it. And I think that it's unfortunate that it seemed like a lot of people weren't willing to listen to his album because of the comments that he had made, about slavery being a choice, and them wanting to take it in the context that they wanted to take it in, even though he further elaborated like what he meant by slavery was a choice, or his comments about being a supporter of Trump. Like I feel like a lot of people decided to like cancel Kanye because of those comments, because of his antics.
Can I ask you this question quick? Do you think he did that on purpose to sell albums? Because although he lost a few, I'm sure he gained way more. Was it premeditated murder?
Might have been. It's timed. The timing was impeccable. It was not too long before he dropped his album.
Right.
But so I think that a lot of people, because of that, because they don't agree with Kanye's quote unquote free thinking, they decided to not listen to his music, or maybe just not even be open to appreciating it. I think if you are a creative person, or you have an artistic mind, that you have always realized that Kanye West was that type of musical person. Like he was always the type of person to have different sounds and different
point of views.
Yeah, point of views, and like lyrically was just different, and that's what people like loved about Kanye.
Right.
So, and like I said, I just feel like because there's that blockage, because of his current views, people are not willing to appreciate it. People are not willing to like see the beauty in it. And I listen to the Dave Ryan show like every morning, and like Dave brought up the album, and then Fallon said that it was garbage, and honestly it made me feel some type of way about Fallon now. And I like Fallon, and like her thoughts were that there just wasn't enough dance songs for her. That's why it was garbage. Steve-O made some comments how he felt like there was just too much references to like pop culture like in it, and like I'm like arguing with the radio, like not enough dance songs. Like first of all, I get it. Like people, some people listen to music.
Thank you.
Be careful, okay?
See how fast that food came out?
Yeah, it came out fast.
I can't even move my plate.
Enjoy it.
Thank you.
So the love about this place.
That was
Your
fast.
food comes out
That was like
mad
McDonald's
fast,
fast, bro.
mad good, authentic,
That's crazy.
Mexican cuisine.
That's crazy that Fallon and Steve-O, I guess, right?
Oh.
They're all also white.
That's what I was saying. That's why I'm like, yo, you can't even appreciate it. Talking
although-
about like I need at least 3 dance tracks. I'm like, first of all, like this is, there's you can dance.
There's artists for that.
Oh Mine is a song that you can dance to. Like you can get on
That's
a dance
true.
floor with. But I guess like maybe as a white person, not really. Like I don't know.
I know. I don't want to see Fallon dancing.
But and Steve was commenting about there's too much references to pop culture. It was like he is pop culture. Like what do you mean? Like the things that he referenced in pop culture is about his family, like legit his family. Like the Kardashians are his family.
He's talking about Kim Kardashian too much in this album. It's his wife.
Or he made a reference to Stormy Daniels, which is a reference to Trump again, which is like
Which is his friend.
That's his
Their buddies.
that's his life. So it's like I thought it was kind of like dumb to say that because
Yeah.
he's like he is a part of pop culture. Like that's his life. Like he's rapping about his life. Like
I
what do you
know.
mean?
Weird, man.
But yeah, like I said, overall, like I really enjoyed it, and
That's good.
I thought it was a good album.
Honestly, I didn't think that it was like obviously he knew he was gonna get a reaction. I think in his subconscious is like, yeah, this is great marketing. At the end of the day, people are talking. I don't think there's bad news or good news. He says, I don't think there's bad energy or good energy. It's just energy, and I'm gonna feed off of it, and I'm gonna react to it, and I'm gonna do what I do with that. But honestly, I think he was in this place of reflection, especially at this Calabasas incubator, almost it was what it sounds like. And in this place, it sounds like he surrounds himself with people that are similar to him, opposite to him, that he could really be inspired by because they're experts at their craft, right? And at the end of the day, when he reached out through Twitter, I think he was talking to the last person, and the last person was us. It was like, these are the things that I've been thinking about. What are your reactions, or what are your thoughts to it? And he let the world chime in, And at the end of the day, I love the fact that the album was so, what did Steve-O say? Like, filled with pop culture references. Because not only was it filled with pop culture references, it was from like a week or two from when the album dropped. So it's just like so current, relevant. So like,
I mean, didn't he actually say in an interview that he redid his album?
Yeah, he redid the whole thing. He trashed all those songs, which I'd love to still hear. But like it's just so cool to me that it wasn't only a marketing play. Let's say maybe it was, right? It wasn't only a marketing play, but also the opportunity for him to glean some of ideas or thoughts and reinvent the music that he was creating to appeal better to us. I mean, there's just, even the line about the Me Too, right? And it's like he has these moments where he's comparing the opinions of others as like hypocritical, in a lot of ways. And I like that because, you know, you had mentioned the 400 years, slavery being an option. You know, the choice. Sorry, choice. But I think he like, what did he put that up against? He was like, man, I forgot the line now.
He doesn't really say anything. He just references it.
But what did he say?
We can go through the song. Like,
what did he say right before that?
I don't know, like something about how to be successful, I think. And he's like, houseway. And he's like,
oh, right.
He said that slavery was a choice, like how yay.
Right. He's like, and to me, what that means to me, and yeah, we'll go through each track individually, but what that means to me is like, you know, just like I'm asking for answers, you know, from I mean, just like you're asking for answers for me and details and like, you know, background, and he's like, you know, the minutia, the details of any opinion or statement that's made. I have the same questions for you, you know, like
why not?
Why not? It's kind of cool because my dad kind of just talked about that in the car a little bit, right? It's like as soon as you put this blockage in your head, like that's impossible, it is impossible. But when you say things are, because I'm sure space travel sounded crazy, you know, as soon as you say, you know what, I think it is possible, I believe that it's possible, you're gonna figure out the technology necessary to make it happen. So track one, you know, he comes in, it's not even really a song, it's spoken word.
For the most part, it's just him speaking. I was like, I thought about killing you. And so I'll go on my thoughts of the song. Yeah, it wasn't like too much a song, but like a lot of it was like him saying the lines like, you know, I thought about killing you.
Meditated murder.
He meditated murder. You know, making comments like, you know, I thought about killing myself, and I love myself way more than I love you. And, you know, just saying that type of stuff. And then you know, after a little bit, the beat finally drops, and he does say some really cool lines. You know, he says something about like, it hurt so bad, like I go numb. And he's like, you know, we're all born to die, like DOA. He says, like, even when I was broke, I didn't break. So it's just like a lot of those play on type of words.
Right.
But it was definitely,
Good
I would
bars.
say, a very provocative song, just because of those lines. And it's funny because he says those lines, and he's like, I guess this is the part where I'm supposed to say something that, you know, makes it not sound so bad, but he doesn't. And that's why I say that it's really, you know, it's a really dysfunctional. There's a lot of dysfunction in this album, and like I feel like I said, if you're a creative person, or if you are an artistic person, and you have always appreciated those characteristics in Kanye, you would appreciate this album. But if you're not, like if you're just like a type of person like Phil, like I like dance music, you know, like you won't appreciate it. You won't appreciate his lyrics, and you won't appreciate like the emotion that you can really feel it in his songs. Like honestly, like I feel like that, like you could really feel like the emotion in his songs. But if like I said, if you're not that type of person, if you're the type of person that has this like blockage up because of the things that he said as a person, you know, his personal opinions, like you're not gonna appreciate it.
Yeah, I could see that. I really enjoyed track 1 too. I thought it was shocking for sure. It made me feel some sort of way at first, but also it's Kanye West, so I definitely gave him the bandwidth to continue the conversation to get to the end, because you really have to listen to it throughout. There was one moment in that song where it said, say something that you're not supposed to, you know, like something that is wrong, you know. And I didn't say it out loud, but I definitely said a few things in my head, like, you know, like
That you thought about killing me?
No, I've never thought about killing you.
Let's see. Let's what's one like get over it, like and when I said that in my head, and what I meant by that was like I just wish everybody would get over the past. Like it happened. Let's learn from it. Let's appreciate it. But let's just build. It's like, and it's funny because from that moment, I've kind of built on that idea to, this Facebook post of you basically use your L's as lessons and move forward, like it is that. So, like
For real, people just
dwell.
They're so stuck on that L.
They're so stuck on the L. They waste time and they never move forward. They never move forward, and they never really get what they wanted from the solution of the complaint, if that makes sense. It's like, for example, like, this is gonna be a bad example. I usually do this with my wife all the time, but it's like, we're eating here. Let's say like this food is terrible. Like, there'd be a group of people who would just go outside and have signs that say,
Pepsi, I don't remember.
it was Pepsi, yes. Terrible food. And they will stand outside for like hours and hours and hours just picketing and trying to like maybe make this place go under or something like that. Instead of simply having a really
just for terrible food.
Yeah, for just
bad
just for
service.
bad service or terrible food or whatever it is, versus just going to the GM or the chef and saying, hey, this food's a little spicy. Have you ever tried this? And coming to some type of workable agreement, arrangement, and now
Like, work together to
the
win
next
together.
day we're eating better food, right? Together. Or do it yourself or whatever, instead of, taking the Monique route, we're gonna boycott. No, like, how is this fixing anything? Like, it's just like all this negativity is put into the world versus positivity. Now look, I don't know if that's what Kanye wanted me to say after saying, say the word, say something that's cliche in your mind. I mean, I'm paraphrasing here, but that's cool to me. And like, I think there's also evil things that could come out of that situation too. But either way, like, I think political correctness is something that is helping as well as hurting. And that is just like a jab towards it. So I thought it was cool. That was a cool statement.
Yeah. All right, so moving on to the next song. So I don't know if you remember it. It's like, yikes.
What do you think about Yikes?
I really liked it. I thought that was that's a song that you could,
Dance to?
dance to.
Yeah.
Like maybe not white people dance, but you could dance to if you have rhythm. But I felt like it was definitely really focused on like mental health. That was what the focus was, because he's like, sometimes like I think about, like I scare myself about the things that I think about, and I think that the first song was just kind of like it was leading into that song, and so, and I think at the end too he said something about like, so this is why like people still like F with Ye, and like that's just that's me, that's my bipolar talking, and like it's not a disability, it's a superpower. And people got like all upset about that comment, like, oh, he's making fun of mental health, and like he has no idea, and blah blah blah, like he's an idiot, all, like the negativity. And it's just like, people, it's all about perspective and how people want to like take it, like, or what's your goal? Like, is your goal that you want to be bothered, that you want to be in your feelings, or is your goal is to really trying to understand where he's coming from, and and knowing the type of person that he is, and like look at it in a different light, like a positive light. And in my opinion, it was like, it's letting people know who have a mental health issues, that like don't think of it as a disability. Think of it like, because you're gonna have it,
right.
Like your mental health, like it's something that I don't think that can ever be cured. Like you can manage it, but it's like how you need to think of how to handle it in a positive way, or think of it in a positive way. Like, just personal example, whenever I had our younger son, our youngest son, you know, I went through postpartum anxiety, and that was crazy. That was like a crazy experience for me. Like, that's not something that I've never like been through, and like I understood at that time when people would talk about anxiety and just like not really being able to articulate it, or just like being so scared of something that you don't even know like what you're scared of, or just feeling like you know, like you're gonna lose your mind. I know how that feels now, and you know, instead of like letting that like crumble me, like I was like, you know what, I'm gonna spin this, and you know, I'm gonna like go out and be more active, because it's like they said that you should go out, be out in nature, like that helps. Be out in the sun, that helps. Keep yourself busy, stay positive. Like, man, I still have like notes in my phone, the things that I would say to myself just all day long, like mantras, just positive affirmations, so I could get through the day like without crying, because it was difficult, but it was me saying positive things to myself, like, you got this, you can get through it, it's gonna pass, like, you know, it's all good, like you know, you've handled things bigger than this, and you're gonna handle this too, like you're gonna get through it.
Right.
So it's that take on mental health. And so it's like unfortunate, I mean, everyone has their own opinion, but it's unfortunate that people, you know, took it that way. Like they just want to be mad and be in their feelings.
I know, it's crazy. Yeah, people do that all the time, in regards to just being in their own feelings. I mean, we're both definitely people that do it on occasion, and you know, it's understandable. I definitely appreciate individuals that, you know, turn left, because pessimism is real easy versus optimism, because then there's no letdown. When you're pessimistic and you just think the worst is gonna happen, because if the best happens, you know, great. And but if you're shooting for the best and it doesn't happen, then, you know, you're sad about it in a way. So I understand it's a defense mechanism for a lot of people, but it also, like, when you take that approach of just like of optimism, but also have that dose of reality that's mixed into it, so you're not butthurt if it doesn't go right, but instead learn from those L's. You know, you can be a superhero. It is a superpower. You know, I think of like African American individuals who are told that you are set up to fail, and you know what ends up happening in my mind, and from what I've seen, is that then they don't try, because why would I try when the system is set up for me to fail? You know, so it's like it's exactly that. It's like this mental state, it's this mental prison that we put ourselves in when we look at the stats and we feel like we can't break the mold. So, you know, again, Kanye is inspiring more with his words than whatever he even set out to accomplish, I think. I think mental health crosses all boundaries, all colors, creeds, religions. And that's why I think this album is really special too. You know, it's funny, I thought I was gonna hear a lot about like race relations, especially after the MAGA hat and the 400 year slave thing. But honestly, it was all about his mental state. It didn't really touch on race very hard or seriously. You know, like the old Kanye would have, right? But he talked about something that unifies all of us, honestly, in a conversation that we can all have. Woman, man, orange, that's for Trump. Orange, black, it doesn't matter. This is a serious conversation. And that's why I really appreciate Kanye. Yeah, man, this is a song that you can dance to. This is the first song that I heard on the radio that was played. I was wondering, I wonder what song is gonna really take off, you know, on our hip hop channel, Go 95.3. Obviously they're playing a lot of different songs, but that was one of the first ones that I heard, and it does belong on the radio in my opinion. Great song. I mean, that's all I have to say about it. Introspective, great bars. Every song has bars though, but the great bars on this song. Great hook, great melody. The beat was sick. Nothing bad to say. Next track.
It's All Mine.
All Mine was sick.
Yeah, and that's another song that you can dance to. It's a fun.
All Mine, you can. This is the first fun song on the track.
Yeah, it's definitely the first fun song.
Yep.
That's not heavy.
On the album,
It's
yeah.
you know the genie in the bottle. You know, get my genie in the bottle. Whatever.
Get my genie out the bottle.
Out the bottle. My bad. But yeah, so that chorus.
Yeah. And this is how like he hits that falsetto. I mean, I don't know if it's him. I think it's a different artist, but
It does. I just want to play it.
but that falsetto is just dope. You know, like.
It's like competing with this Mexican music right now.
That falsetto was dope. At first, I was like, "What's going on?" I was very like put off. Hey,
Oh, okay. I remember what he says. He says,
get the rubber on my lap. Get the genie out the bottle.
no, his bars. He was like, hit it raw, like fuck the outcome.
Yeah.
Like,
Man.
no one be here with outcome.
Stadium. You know, that's stadium music, because when he does his performances, I can just imagine him doing the Target Center again. First off, the stage is going to be epic. So just like the experience in itself is going to be amazing. But then he's going to get to this song. He might as well just turn off the beat and not say anything and let the whole crowd go nuts at that entire part. Like, cause, could you just hear it? Like, this is going to be crazy. Like, and like, if you guys ever been to any concert in your life where it was like a mob of people.
It goes like, has that like clap or
I know, man.
song after it's like a
Yeah,
like
oh
an
God.
explosion type thing.
Like, I'm excited just to feel that physically. Because there's an energy when you go into those large stadiums, right? Like, just having a whole bunch of people like vibing to the same thing at the same time, man. It's like church, you know, in a lot of ways. So I'm really excited about just the performance of this song. Oh, but all fun, and it's nice to hear him having a good time. Obviously talking about a lot of sexual references. You know what he says. It proves that I can concentrate on two things at once by looking at your boobs. So like,
Something like that, yeah.
yeah, like I don't know, a lot of sexual references. Can't listen to it in front of your kids, but it's definitely, it's kind of like what you needed to break up the seriousness in the album.
Yeah. I thought it was a good.
Everything okay, guys?
Yeah, everything's tasting great. Thanks. Can we get the bill, please?
So no other comments about that. Wouldn't Leave is the next song.
Wouldn't Leave is track 4. At first I really didn't. Is this the one with that sample?
No.
That comes in the middle?
This song.
This made my wife cry.
Don't tell nobody that. Cut this out. I think I was just being really emotional. I was in my feelings.
I know why. Because she thinks I fucked up the money.
Fucking up the money, man. I told you not to do that, and you still did it.
Sometimes
it really hit me hard. No, I mean, I thought it was a beautiful song.
she thought I fucked up the money. I didn't fuck up the money, guys.
Nah, you did though. You really did.
That was an investment. And it worked out. Sometimes you just don't know how it
Some
works out.
investments, one of the investments that she made worked out. Not all of your investments.
Was the party, the party bus?
The party bus, that was a no-go.
It was a good time.
Soda Girls.
There's value
For
in that.
you.
All right, so Soda Girls was my
I was
only
waiting for you to come home
mistake.
at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, driving around in a bus.
No, that was a big mistake.
And plus, then we paid out of pocket for the insurance,
All right,
like
all right.
at least 2 months.
All right. Let me think for 2 seconds. Was there any? Yeah. All right. So, all right. Yep.
Okay, let's go back to
Soda party bus.
and Soda Girls.
Bad ideas. All
Bad
right.
ideas.
Done. You're
Okay.
right. You win.
Very cool.
So I fucked up the money. That's why she was crying.
I was like, yeah.
What?
No, I mean, I thought, like, I really liked, obviously the singing on the song, and I just thought it was like a really good song because I think it's just for Kanye in general, but people hate the Kardashians. I don't mind the Kardashians, and sometimes I'm like, I understand why people hate them, but I I appreciate them, and I really enjoy watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, you know, whatever. But you know, that relationship, I felt like maybe like this is really like the first time that I really heard him like dedicate like a whole song to her. Like it was a song for her.
Yeah.
And you know, it talks about the things that had happened, about, you know, him making that comment about slavery was a choice, and he's like, how yay, and then saying that he's on 50 blogs, getting like 50 calls, and his wife calls him saying that they're gonna lose it all, and then, you know, she couldn't breathe, so I told her that, you know, she could leave me now, but she wouldn't leave. And then, you know, it goes into the chorus, like it's like she wouldn't, and that's what it's just talking about. It's talking about them and her being down for him, and at the end it's just like in general, it's like for all the women out there that, you know, sticking with their men through thick and thin, you know, being loyal to them despite them, I don't know, being crazy or whatever. I don't know, hit home.
This is for you, man. That's gonna be a performance track too. It just feels real R&B-ish, you know, at the end of the performance. This is for you, and he points out to the crowd, and everybody goes nuts. Like, this is like, this is Kanye West's Drake song, like for the ladies. It's just like, oh. But the coolest part about this is, you know, Kanye always does this though. He's like, he makes it.
Did you put your card up?
No, he makes it super cool.
Want me to?
No. Super cool, super appropriate to talk about that one thing that's hard to talk about, like in regards to like music. Like, man, how do I? That's a weak ass topic for a song. Like, I'm not gonna use that song. Like, no, but he will take that weak topic that's completely relatable. Everybody's going through it. It's like being able to talk about like finances or something. Like, super boring. Who wants to talk about that as a topic for a hip hop song? But then Kanye will, and he'll say things within that everybody's going through, like something about overdrafting. And you're like, oh, everybody overdrafts, but no one ever talks about that. Everybody's talking about like maybe balling and popping champagne, but how are we gonna talk about like overdrafting and not being able to pay your bills? That in a way, and still make it cool, right? So like Kanye is really great at those like normal, like talking about the normal things in this like big way. And he does it again in this song, you know, just showing, simply put, like the appreciation that he has for his wife, and, you know, that a lot of husbands have for their wives, and, you know, the fact that, you know, marriage is unique in itself too, and again, another thing that's uncool to talk about in a lot of ways. But, you know, Kanye talks about that, and it's a conversation that I'm sure like many men have with their wife in regards to, you know, we were in front of God making a promise to one another that we'll be here for each other through the best times and the worst. And, you know, this is what he's speaking about in the album. This is why it hits so hard, because I'm sure there's more married people. I mean, I'm sure there's like a ton of married people in America. I don't have the stats on it. But,
you know what you're doing right now?
yeah, I'm getting the right card. But like, these are things that it's uncomfortable to even talk about with your friends on a dinner date. You know, like you're on a dinner date with you guys know what I'm talking about. You're on a dinner date with your friends, and you guys are not talking about all the bills that you can't pay, or like that one time that you fucked up the money. You know, like you're showing the best version of yourself in a lot of ways when you're out in public. So to have, you know, when me and my wife were listening to the album, to have like this song that really like just jabbed or punched like topics that, you know, we go through that are hard to talk about even in normal conversations between us two is cool. Like, I don't know, for lack of a better word, it's really cool. So thanks, Kanye. How about track 5?
It's No Mistakes.
I hated the sample. I don't like the Believe It or Not sample. However,
I like this part.
You were saying Believe It or Not in the car today.
What's that?
Yeah. Believe it or not, that's what you said in the car when you're in the back seat.
I don't even know, man. It's my
so maybe
my age.
Yeah, so maybe it's
stuff.
maybe it's the perfect sample.
Believe it or not.
Believe it or not.
But this. So, I think initially when I first heard it, that it was just because I was like, I don't know, in my feelings with the track before. But after listening to it again, and there may be like difference of opinion, but I was like, it took me like the third time maybe, and I was like, wait, is this about Chicago? Like, is he saying like make no mistake that he still loves Chicago? Because people were, you know, questioning his loyalty to Chicago and the efforts that he's made for, you know, the youth of Chicago. So, in my opinion, I thought maybe that's what he was talking about. Like, he's like, don't make no mistake. Like, I still love you, and that's what the song is about. And there's some lines in here too. I think this is the one where he makes a line about, you know, Russell Simmons saying like, I'll pray for you, and then he was like, you know, but I'm gonna pray for you, me too, because he got caught with that me too or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he says something. There's like I want to go through it where he just kind of just like this flow, just like line after line after line. Let me like pull it up.
I'm just like really like, can you pause it? Oh, as you're listening to that, I'm really really impressed by the creative process. I just want to be a fly on the wall while he's making a song, because I just feel like it's just so like, it's like groupthink. You know, you think about regular rappers, like, it's funny to say, regular rappers, you know, they're pen and padding it, right? And then they get in the booth and they spit. Whereas I feel like, and just this is just what I don't know, this is imagination. I feel like there's a whole bunch of people in the room that are like, nah, try this, and like Kanye tries that, and like, that sounds cool, but if you did it like this, and it's just like this whole collaborative effort with like mad talented people, where it's not just a manipulation of words, but it's a manipulation of melodies and the beat and the words, and it's just everything to create this like mass product.
Yeah. Let me see where.
I would just love to be a fly on the wall.
I think he says going.
The true soul of Ice Cube, too close to snipe you. Truth told, I like you. Too bold to type you. Too rich to fight you. Calm down, you
I think he's talking about Drake, because he was like,
Calm down, you light skin.
Calm down, you light skin. And that comment about like, too rich to fight you was like funny to me, because you know, I watch like reality TV. I watch Real Housewives of Potomac. I don't even know how to say the city, but anyway, like, so there's this wife that doesn't have as much money as all the other wives, and there's this really rich wife, and they were getting into like an altercation.
Was it Vanderpump? Was Vanderpump the really rich wife?
I just told you what it was. Real Housewives of
I don't know anything
Potomac.
about this stuff. Thank you. It could have been Vanderpump for all I know.
Potomac.
No, I was saying, was it that lady that was the really rich one? That's what I'm asking.
No, that's like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
I see, I'm lost. Sorry.
But anyway, so like this girl is like, you know, at the edge of getting physical with her, the rich one, and she was like, and then, you know, the one that doesn't have a lot of money was just like, go ahead, do it, like, you know, irking her, provoking her. She's like, what? So then you can sue me and have all your dreams come true?
Oh.
Oh, and I think in this song he was like, I don't take advice for people less successful than me.
Yeah, that's dope. Actually, that's real talk too.
So yeah, so initially, because I was like distracted from that other song, I didn't appreciate it. But you know, listen to it again, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's super short. I believe that's one of the shorter songs on the album.
Yeah.
But it's cool. My least favorite song in the entire album. It's not bad though, which is kind of cool. All 7 tracks are good songs, if not great. So that's a good thing.
All right, let's move on to Ghost Town.
Ghost Town seems to be a lot of people's favorite song, and on the male side of things.
It's probably like my least favorite song.
I love this song.
No, I don't know. I don't know what my least favorite song is.
Like that opening line about I'm gonna lie down like God did on Sunday. Man, I hit the replay button on that like 5 times when I first heard this song. Someday I wanna lay down like God on Sunday. Man, like, was that stolen somewhere? It just seems so obvious.
But why are you so like excited about that?
Because I want to do that so bad. I just want to relax.
On Sunday.
No, every day, like it's Sunday.
No, seriously, no.
And I'm God. all those things, all those components, really get me excited. That's like the mission in my life right now. This is like tangent talk. So, my wife and I just closed a pretty good deal, and it's through a company that I started a few years ago. And essentially how it works is, once you do this deal, you get money on a residual basis. I know it sounds Amway-ish, but it's not. It's completely.
It's legit.
It's complete. Well, I think Amway is legit in a way, but it's kind of pyramid-esque. But this is like dope. And at the end of the day, we just did this, so it's just like to have that experience of money that you don't have to necessarily work for. That
you get paid
it just,
for it every
it's just
month.
coming in off of work
there.
that was completed years ago. Like that's that's gonna be something to look forward to.
We have that now. It's not a lot.
It's not a lot.
I mean, but it's a considerable amount.
It is.
Like, so.
But like so I was talking to my wife about how crazy my imagination is, and like so my imagination puts us like 10 years like from today, and it's like, why couldn't this be 5 times more than what it is now, if not 10 times more? And there could be a point in time where we're making enough money every month off of work that was already completed that we could relax like it's Sunday every day. It's my dream.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Where I'm like, hey babe, you just want to go to Florida today? Yeah, sure, why not? It makes me laugh.
It's on my calendar.
What? What's on your calendar?
Well, it's just putting like a hearing on my calendar. It's like, I'm not.
She doesn't work there
I'm
anymore.
out of there.
Another tangent, quick, and then we'll go back to the album. Wifey got a new job alert. Wifey got one more number to another comma alert. 6-figure alert. Just understand who you're in the presence of. That's all.
What did you say?
Understand who you're in the presence of. Important people over here.
All right. But yeah, so I don't really have much to say on that song just because I haven't, out of all the songs, it's probably, not because it's bad or anything, I just haven't
Kid Cudi's on this song.
focused. I haven't focused on it.
Like, Kid Cudi is so dope. Like, alright, so first off, Kid Cudi's on this song.
I want to move on from this song.
I know, but
because I want to go and get some cherry berry and then we gotta go pick up the kids.
Alright, no, we're not gonna move on to the song. We're gonna give our listeners everything that we have.
I really want some cherry berry.
We can grab
and
cherry
eat
berry.
it up before we pick up the kids and then
But here what I'm.
some of that cherry berry.
See now we're not talking about what I want to talk about. We're talking about cherry berry.
All right, sorry.
Okay, so Kid Cudi's on the song. They're about to release a joint album this Friday, which I'm really excited about. I actually signed up for Apple Music. They give you a month free, so hopefully I can consume all this music and I can cancel my subscription before I have to pay $10.
I pay $10.
I'll just use yours then.
No, I don't use mine. Messing up my music.
And mess up her algorithms. But at the very end, Kid Cudi comes in, and could you play that piece?
At the very end?
Yeah, it's at the very end of Ghost Town. And so like the beginning connected with me super hardcore, but that
Oh, this part. Yeah, I forgot about this part.
Oh, that's not Kid Cudi. Whoops. It used to be. Yeah, neglect everything I just said. This is not Kid Cudi at all. But whoever this person is, so dope. So I told my wife that this really reminds me of, unfortunately, her mom passing.
No, it's not this song.
It's not this?
It's the last song. It's not this song, babe.
All right, it's the last song, but
it's not this song, babe. It's next song. It's not this song, babe. Yeah, so No, that's
No, all right. I wasn't talking. You were talking when we were in the car. You said that this moment meant a lot to you for some reason.
no. I mean, it meant
Are you done?
I am. Thank you.
it meant it didn't mean a lot to me, but it's just like it was a line that stuck out to me because the person who's singing says. I just let it all go. Like I let all the hurt go, and like I felt so free.
Right.
And then
This was
like
you.
to a point where like they put their hand on the stove to make sure that they still bleed because it
They're so numb to it all.
Like they're so numb to it. And then there's a line that they say like, remember that we're still the kids that we used to be. And whenever we had talked about it initially, it was like that was like a line that stuck out to me because the way that I was interpreting it was that when you're like, I don't know, I just think it's a really like deep thing to say. Like you are still that kid that used to be like, you're grown, like you have experience, had experiences in your life that you didn't have when you're young, but you're still that kid.
Right.
And then I guess to just to appreciate that innocence. That are being like the naive like mindset that you had as a kid, and knowing that you still have those components like even as an adult, because there's just so much growing that like a person goes throughout their entire life. Like even though we're 30, well I'm 32, I'm about to be 32, there's still so much growing for us, like from here to the time we're 40 or to the time we're 50, like our whole mindset might be completely different.
Right.
Just like from 32 to when we met at 19. We think differently about things now.
It's so true.
So that's why that line stuck out to me.
You definitely had a lot to say about that line, and that was a good line. That was a good song. I don't know, like, what I remember is not liking the verse from Kanye as much as all the other ones. I felt like all the other verses had like superb moments and bars. This one it wasn't as like bright, but that intro crazy and that outro nuts. So, and that brings us to the last song, track number 7.
See, listen. This is the song.
Oh, Violent Crimes. Yeah. Yeah, this reminds me of Trisha's mom. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought like that chorus is like great. I mean, it's obviously a song like dedicated to his daughter.
Yeah, obviously.
And, it's a really deep song too. I think that as a parent, as a father, and even I notice it as being a mother to our sons, and like having a daughter. Like it's a whole different type of connection, and I feel like it's probably a whole different type of connection that you have with Nikita than I do, because I think it's a whole different type of connection that I have with our sons than you do with them. So.
And it's so tough because I'm such a great guy. So I know there's great guys out there, but then I also know that I'm such a not great guy. So it's so tough, like so tough. So I don't know how my daughter's gonna date anybody without me freaking out. I don't know. It's gonna definitely be like this whole mind explosion whenever she gets to that age. Right now she's not interested in all that stuff, so that's a blessing. This song, oddly enough, at the very beginning reminds me of her mother, just because I was telling her that, I can't remember the lines completely. I'll play it right now. And when she starts talking about like the paint dripping, it's almost like reality is changing for me. It's, before your mom passing, there was only one other person that I knew that passed that was close to me, but I didn't know her like that, right? It wasn't any family member or anybody that I was super like attached to, or had people attached to me that was, emotionally affected like the way you were, babe. So like when I hear that reality dripping, like we have to redo the paint, like it's like that moment before this all happened, it was happier. It was almost like we were immortal. And this was a reminder of our immortality. And it's just something that I haven't thought about in a long time, but it's scary. But that's real, right?
something that I think people kind of push to the side. But as Kanye says in I think track 1 or 2 is, you know, we're born to die. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
But we don't think about it like that. So anyway, I know that's not what the song is about, but that first part gets me kind of emotional and choked up. The song is amazing. I love that it ends with Nicki Minaj's reference at the very end. I think that's just cool because it, again, like it shows that my imagination, that collaboration. He's getting stuff from over here, kind of. And that was just like a little sprinkle. And this, I think, is just cool, man. So yeah, man, that's the album. If you haven't listened to it already, go out and stream it.
Even if you're skeptical,
it's on YouTube.
Just give it a chance. I would say
enjoy it.
Just listen to it with an open mind.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, open mind. Now, you know, and when I say open mind, it's one without, when she says it, at least this is what I hear, it's like one without an opinion already created. Like, you know, when you turn on this album, you're like, okay, this is a hip hop album because that's the genre that you might be in, you know, Apple Music, in your app. Let that go. Let everything go. Let the word music go. Just put yourself in a position where you can enjoy all 7 tracks. It's it's like 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
You know, a car ride is the perfect situation, and then just take it for what it is because it's art. You know, it's almost like when you go to like an art museum and you see all these paintings. It's up to interpretation by the viewer, right? The artist meant something, but it's okay to interpret it the way you want to, and you can love it or hate it. So like, that's my suggestion, that's my 2 cents. This is our review of the Kanye West Ye album. Until next time, bye.
Bye.